If you want to follow along, you can download a Clue 3D project file. See the Gumroad link in the video description. If you're interested in Clue in 3D prototyping and want to learn more, I have a course for beginners on Udemy you might be interested in. You will find the link to the course in the video description. So let's get started. Welcome back, everyone. Today we're going to develop a dress with a drape design. So we're going to use the same drape we developed into previous designs, and this time is going to be a dress. So the dress will have a raised waistline, as you can see here, 7 centimeter up, and it also has this sort of widened neckline, flared skirt, and a pleat in the front. So you'll see that this edge will be sewn to this one, and it will form this nice kind of looking fold and fullness in front. So if you're after a dress that has a bit of fullness and interest in front, maybe even a maternity dress, this will be a dress suitable. So let's begin. We start with the back, and let's start from the beginning. So 5 centimeters down here, we'll lower the back neckline, 5, and you see that here the shoulder is lowered by 1 centimeter, and then it's just 5 centimeters long. So I'm going to lower 1 and then split it 5. After this, we are going to sort of transfer this. There you go. We transfer the shoulder dart 1.5 centimeters towards the center back. So I will first of all draw a neckline, something like that maybe. And then you will see that this is the situation we end up with. So I will need to get a point here, and then mark another one 1.5 centimeters away, as you can see here, and draw a little internal line like this. So this will be our new shortened dart. After this, we are going to deal with the no, actually, let's just cut it off since we had it. Let's cut, remove these bits, and now we will need to cut along this line and merge these two. They're a bit different lengths, so we'll go 458, split 458 here, and merge these two like this. So obviously this will need to be fixed. Like this, looking nice. Next, let's go into the side. So we got half and half centimeter up, and so x-axis minus 0.5 and y 0.5. Here we go. So it's up and in. Done. Oh, hold on. Before we do that, let's do the waist first. Okay. So we'll straighten that out to make sure that's nice and vertical line, so we later can do this. And now we'll do the point. Like this. Great. Now the waistline, 0.5 centimeter in, but it's 7 centimeters above, as you can see here. Interesting. Let's do this first and then we'll come back to that. So I'll just straighten this out. And inwards only 1/2 centimeter, so we'll just go in by 1/2. Cool. So 7 centimeters above the waist, we need to draw this line and then bring this point in here. I'll offset it by 7 centimeters and then extend it here. So this is where it has to go in by 1.5. I'll mark a point, probably lock on internal lines and go in by 1.5 centimeters. Like this. Here. Bring back internal lines. Now, this of course will be straightened out later. Don't worry about this for now. Let's take care of the darts. So I will clone it as pattern outline. Clone as reference line, of course. And delete these darts for now. Okay. Just move it here. It just bothers me like that, so let's just move it this way. So this is what we have here. Waistline, darts, etc, etc. So we need to lengthen our pattern, as you can see, from this, our natural waistline, by 65 centimeters. Let's do that. Offset. 65 centimeters down. Okay. Here. Now let's draw these dots. So the first one is here. Let's just go into darts and place one at our new waistline somewhere, but we'll be adjusting it anyway. So it has to be 1.5 centimeters total, right? So 0.75 on each side and 9 centimeters away on the left. So outline left 9. Okay, length we'll sort out later. So here is this dot and we will extend it later on. Let's go here, and this dot seems to be in its normal location, sort of right here. The only thing has changed is the width of it, and that it will be transferred into the side. So let's just draw a dot. Total 2, so 1 on each side, like this, and it's touching. It's basically going back to its natural position right here. Okay, and then I will draw a little line that will be cut later on. Okay, so top is here. This one goes up to the bust level line, so I will just extend it here. Like this. Now, the lower parts going, so we first have to mark the hip line. Hip line, as we remember, is 23 centimeters for our avatar. So I will go from a natural waistline, which is this lower part here, and mark, let's just do that, 23. Okay. This is the waistline. Let's make sure that it actually is 23. It is. So this is the waistline, and at the waistline, the width of our garment here, the back, so half of our back, has to be hips divided by 4. Get the calculator out. Hips, 89 centimeters divided by 4, 22.25. So let me change length to 22.25. This is where our pattern is going to be. So I will add point to intersection, and then I will lock internal lines to get it out of the way, and then just place it here. So this is the hip line, and we can just move this into a more natural position. Now this is out of the way. Let's go back and unlock internal lines, and you see that here is 4 centimeters. So this point has to be 4 centimeters above the hip line, and that one is 5. So I'll grab this and I'll just extend it all the way to the hip, just the point, and then I'll lock internal lines to get them out of my, no, I can't actually. Okay, then I'll convert it to baseline to get it out of my way, and I'll lock the baselines like this. Now I will raise this, get a bit closer, hold shift possibly to get, no, okay, here we go, 4 centimeters up, and the other one is 5, so I'll just do that, 5, cool. Unlock, oh, actually I'll keep the baselines as is. So this is our hip line, and this is the correct width. Let's see what's happening here. So we don't need this waistline because our waistline is now above. So I'll just get rid of this point, right? And now we have this shape starting to appear. We will add internal lines from our darts vertically down to the hem like this. And now we need to add a little bit of flair. As you can see, this is not really marked as such. It looks like sort of half of this, maybe even less than half. So I guess we will need to eyeball this one. So let's go and do that. About that much. Okay. And then this distance divided by 4. And last quarter is raised to form a right angle. So I'll split this into 4. And then this part will go up to form a right angle. Good. We got that. And now we can possibly, oh, hold on, I'll just get rid of this point. No, just leave it there. All right. Delete reference line. Here. This is done. Let's go to the front. So the front is just a little bit more complicated, but not by much. Let's start from the top. 5 centimeter shoulder. Next, we are going to do the same thing with the arm side point. Now, first of all, let's just, of course, join these parts together because we don't need all these separate parts. We just need them to be one solid front. So I'll go and merge this, and I will straighten this out and get rid of this point and this one too. Cool. Raising it by 7 centimeters. It already remembers this. That's very nice. So let's do the 7 and add point to intersection, and then here is 1.5 centimeters. So I'll just move my, hold on, do not move. Move the segment point by 1.5, and this one there because it annoys me. There, somewhere. And then we'll deal with this point here. So we'll just select that and go up and in. So 0.5 by X and Y. Here it is, raised. Awesome. So now we have this arm side point. We have the shoulder cut away. We have the new waistline marked. We need to offset the pattern by 65 centimeters. So first we need to, of course, clone it as a reference line and possibly get rid of this dot so it's out of our way. And now let's offset this. Here. Offset pattern outline by 65. Cool. 65 it is. And remember our waistline, the hip line. Hip line is 23 below, so we go 23 and just mark a little perpendicular line here. Awesome. This is new waist, and we'll get rid of this point here. And at the hip is h divided by 4 plus 2. You remember that h divided by 4 was 22.25, so we need 24.25, right? Yep. 24.25. Change length. Like that. Add point. Oh, the point is already there. Oh no, actually it is. Yes, it is. So we'll just lock internal lines and move this point out here. Make the outline nice and square. Great. So that looks good. Now to the dart. The dart goes to the bust point. It's in the same location, basically the same dart, only 6 centimeters above the hip line. So I will unlock the baselines and internal lines. And I'll add the dart. So I'll go back here. The dart is same as was before. So I think it's like 1 centimeter. It looks like that. Maybe 0.9 even here. Cool. All right. And this has to go as far as possible. We can't join it because claw will not allow us to, but we can get as close as possible. And now this one goes all the way down. I'll turn this into baseline so I don't click on it by mistake. And goes up 6 centimeters. Let's go up by 6 centimeters. 6. Great. Here it is. And remember, we need to add some flare. So the same amount of flare we've added to our back. So let's go and see how much that was. So like this, and then I'll just measure what it was. 2.43. okay. Nope, just the point. 2.43. Same amount of flare, and you remember that we need 6.17 here. 6.17 raised to create a nice right angle. Great. So what is next? Let's see. So we've got all our lines, we've got everything here marked, and the waistline and the hip line and everything. Great. Now we can develop this. So I will delete the reference line and possibly this line too. Keep this one for now. Alright, so it looks like we need to extend this front to by, you see, 3 centimeters. This is 3 centimeter radius, right? So I will create new reference line, and then I will take this, probably delete the point so it's out of my way, and maybe offset pattern outline by 3 centimeters, and I'll add internal line there too. Great, so now we have offset it. I will add this. Look at this one. The dart is not at the waist, but the raised waist. See? So I just hold shift and just raise them up like this. Yeah, now it looks good. Much better. Let's just make sure that we haven't forgotten anything anywhere. Side by side, it looks good. Yeah, it looks good. Internal ellipse. So here, 3 centimeters. Let's go in. Internal ellipse, 3 centimeters. Radius, 3. Here it is. And first line is the neckline, of course. So we'll go from the shoulder. And here on the tangent. Tangent. Cool. Waistline. I mean neckline, of course. 1/2 centimeter in. Right click, 0.5, and here we go. Cutting lines. You see, now we have to create all these cutting lines so we can then develop this front. So first one is 1 centimeter. 1. Another one is from the bust line. Then one is 2 centimeters along the arm side. So let's do that. 2. And one is from the dart point. Alright, let's create this. Oh yes, of course, we shouldn't forget. Remember that this line here, this radius, is divided into 4 segments. So what I'll do is just extend this a little bit out here. Give it the intersection point, and then split just this point into 4. Easy. Now we can add our internal lines. So the 1 centimeter here goes into this point. The bust goes into the second one. The 2 centimeter points goes into the third. And then this one goes also into the third. Like this. But of course they're all nicely bent and none of them is straight. So let's just... Oh! Okay. That never happened before. Alright, raise always at top. Cool. Alright, so now we need to bend these lines. Let's see. This goes inwards like that. Just nice and sort of pleasing shapes. This one is not bent because it's already sort of on an angle, so it will distort it even further. This one is bent, and the lower one is bent as well, like maybe this way. Yeah, maybe even more. Okay. Yeah. So you see that some of them are joined. I mean, not some, just one of them. So this 2 centimeter one and the dart point are joined together with this little smooth little corner here or something. We need to add some points to make sure that our curve does not affect the rest of the lines. So I will add the points to intersection and then get rid of this one. I will join these points and maybe delete them. After that, I'll get my curve tool and just sort of add this little bend like that, sort of like a little smooth line. Right, so that looks nice. And one more thing, that looks like this one is also bent slightly. So if I do the same thing and with the curve tool just add a little curve, I guess, just make it nice organic kind of shape. All right, well, we'll stop here. Next step, I guess, will be cutting. Let me take a look. Next step. So back looks like it's been cut. So we need to get rid of these points, internal lines. We'll just do that. Waistline, I'll keep that. And we need to cut it, basically. There will be separate front, top and bottom, cut and sew here. Then we need to close the dart and open it into, so transfer the dart into the arm side. Let's just do that. Cut here, merge here. Here's our teeny tiny dart, and this dart will be smooth, so we don't need it at all. So let me just smooth it out a little bit here. There, forget it ever existed. This one, on the other hand, will have to be sewn, because without it we will get a bit of a gaping here with the arm side. I mean, with the neckline. If you want, you can just ease it in, and it will be probably a more elegant solution, or you know, get rid of the seam. But maybe you like the seam. It might be something interesting. So this, and at the bottom here, I'll get rid of this line here, and these will be cut, and the our darts will be turned into flare. Easy peasy. Let's cut, and this is merged here, and this is merged here, and we get our flare. Of course, get rid of these points, and maybe turn all of these into our curve points to get rid of them. Right, so here, get rid of this point. Awesome, so back is done, looks nice. The front, of course, will take a little bit longer, so I will get me some room here, and let's concentrate on this. So, just like in our previous developments, we need to open these pattern pieces here. You can see that first of all, of course, they've been cut and cut along the waistline. Let's do that first. Cut. Move this down. And 6 centimeters here, and this whatever bust dart will allow. So I will, of course, first of all we need to cut away the neckline, so let's just do that. Cut. Hold on a bit. I want to cut it nicely. So I'll choose these two lines and cut. And no. Okay. Oh, actually, yes, that worked fine. Here we go. Delete. We don't need that anymore. Now I will get rid of these circles and cut along this line. That's one. This one. And then along this line. And this one. Here we go. Our pieces. Bus dart needs to be closed, so let's do that. And here is this part here. Okay. Now this has to be closed as well. 596. We need to extend this a little bit, so I'll just add a little internal line, because of course you remember that Claude doesn't like two points touching. It will not allow you that, so I will just cut here. Get rid of these points and merge this and this. And now we get this shape happening. So that all correct. This will move here. Here's our point. And the other one, merge, of course, first of all. So that's 396. 396. Like this. Oh, it looks like it actually needs, okay, cool. We need to merge it on the other side. So 396 on another side. So split. Like this. Yeah, because this little notch here is on this side, by the looks of it. And we need to align these points here. Okay. Great. So let's now spread these by 6 centimeters. I will create my internal ellipse and I'll place it here. We need radius of 6 centimeters. And now I will take all these bits here and I will rotate them. Like, no, not like this at all. Our ellipse has attached itself to the wrong place. So let me move these first. Now I'll take my ellipse and I place it here. 6. Back to the parts. Let's try this again by 6 centimeters. Then these will have to be as well rotated. This time I will take my ellipse and I'll put it here. And then I will rotate this out by another 6 centimeters, like this. 6 here, 6 there. Great. Get rid of this. This is the pattern piece we need, so I will group it. I don't want to move it by mistake, so I'll just create a little group here. So every time we click on it, all of them will be selected at the same time. On the other side, we need to get rid of this ellipse here and see what happens. So it looks like our dart has been opened, and then this closed and transferred into this curved one. So let's do that. So I'll just select it, cut, and then I will merge these two. No, like this. Merge. Here it is. And then this is the point. From this point, 4 centimeters along the line, which we will have to create, 4 centimeters on both sides. So we need to rotate it out in such a way that this lines up with the center front. Of course, it will be out that way. And this bit needs to line up here, right? Like this. For it to be the equal parts, equal length. So equal, but that is raised. Yeah, obviously, because that is the point here. All right, and this will have to be touching this old waistline of ours. So let me see. The old waistline goes like this, and this bit seems to be cut off a little bit. You see? That's not good. So what I'll do, I will rotate this until this bit fits in. So I will take this point and I raise it up. Oh, it's attached, unfortunately. So I will need to get a guideline instead. Let's switch on the guidelines. I'll get me guideline along the waistline like this, and now I will rotate this piece again to make sure that we don't cut off any bits, like this. That looks better. And this now indicates where the center front should be. So all I need to do is take this out, hold my shift, and sort of bring it all the way here. There. Maybe a little bit more. Like this. Here. This is basically it. And after this, of course, when we sew, we need something smoother here. So let's join all of this into one pattern. Boom. One pattern piece. Awesome. The only thing here is I want to get rid of this little curve. I think there's a little angle there. Do you think there's an angle? I think it's straighter. That one is straighter. I guess if you want to open up a bit more, you can do so and straighten it all the way up. But that's what we should do. What do you think? Shall we do that? So if we clone this reference line and then delete this, and then we can possibly cut along here and just open it up further. Let's do that. So if we go fullness point, and I will like do that to make sure there's like a straight line, eh? How about that? How about that? I think it looks good. No? And just like that. Let me remove this reference. And remember, our new point somewhere center, somewhere around there. So this distance will have to be divided into 2 in order for us to find here our center. So let's just find our center. How's that? So we'll see that this one is 1701. 1701. Oh, perfection. And split this into 2 like this. And now I'll just crudely, basically, just do this. Boom. Right? No, that's too crude. Okay, almost. And now, just do that. Cheating, I know, but what do? You just do what you can. Great. So we have developed the front. It looks pretty good. And let's switch our fabric back on. This looks absolutely horrible. So what I will do, first of all, let me add a notch here. Remember 4 centimeter points? Why didn't we do that? I don't know. So I'll split this again into 2 with a notch this time. I will possibly get rid of this little point and this one. And then I will add 4 centimeter points. So I will go here. Great. That looks nice. Too scared to look at 3D. It might be a little bit of shock. So let's first of all get rid of the leftover weird little sewing lines. What's this for? I don't know. Just do the one beautiful line here, like this. Take a look here and extend. And what's this? Go down and here. So these are side seams. Cool. So this here will need to be sewn like that. What is this for? That's not needed. Let's just, what is a separate one? Oh no, it's all cool. On this side, another little horror here. Get rid of this and something rather interesting here. Alright, well, I would probably get rid of these patterns here because it's just not working at this point. And let's do the fitting. Alright, fitting. Let me just move this all out like this. Maybe reset to 3D to see if that works. Oh, that didn't really work. Or I'll just leave it as it is for now. This pattern piece, let's move it out this way, out of the body of the mannequin, so it's sort of like this somewhere. Alright, let's risk it. And the leg got stuck in it, of course, so I guess we will have to reset it to 3D arrangement. At least the back. Alright, let me move it like that. Get it out of the leg. And reset the skirt to 3D. How's that? We'll just do the skirt. Cheating. Move it close and do it again. Ah, perfect. Remember pins. Pins is your best friend, so fantastic. That looks great. I like it. So let's create a copy of this. Here it is. And I will not create linked editing. I'll just create a symmetric pattern like this. Great, because we don't need it to be sewn here on the side seam, but I do need it to be sewn here though. Let's do one and what is that, from neckline here, there. These baselines are just killing me, so I will switch on the schematic render and switch off these horrible lines. Pretty sure I don't need this one. Let's get rid of that. Delete all baselines. There, much cleaner. Beautiful. Let me see what the grain line is doing. Rotate it to y-axis. Now it's all correct. So this pattern piece will need to be fed through the hole. You remember how we done it last time. So before I go and attempt something like this, first of all, what are my dots doing? Are they sewn? Yeah, but it's not sewn here. So the skirts, yep. Let's feed this pattern piece through this hole. So remember, first thing we need to do is drop the particle distance to make sure that our fabric doesn't just rip. I think at 10 is pretty good, but I'll probably go 5, maybe 7. How about that? 7. Alright, that looks nice. Now I'll pin this opening and just make the hole nice and round here, and maybe switch off the mannequin. Get me a pin in this spot like this. Then I have to get to it. Let me switch off the backs. Much better. And now I can take this pin. Stop. Let me move it out of the way of the other piece first, like this. Now we go up. Let's hope it doesn't get tangled. It does get tangled. Stay down. Pins to the rescue. Okay. So here. Let's go nice straight view. What do we have? That looks good. So it even works if you just use Gizmo. So all your movements will be nice and sort of correct. There's no guesswork. So let's pull this pattern piece through. And more. And a little bit more. And a little bit more. Cool. Alright. Pin. And no pin. Now I'll move this here. Oh, stop. And this is where you have to pay attention to what you're doing. So let's get my gizmo. Gizmo, please. And go forward. Forward, yeah. No, forward. Here. And to the right. just so we don't tangle. Oh, stop. Here's the mesh. Here comes the collision. We have pushed it too far. The mesh is offended. The mesh doesn't want to cooperate. Okay. Do not do it. Delete your pins first to make sure that the mesh gods are not offended. Let's just delete this one. Alright, let's try it again. To the right. To the front. And right. Do not tangle it in any other mesh. Let's see. Getting somewhere. And up. We need this arrow. We need arrow, not rotation, but here we go. This one. Here we go. And delete this pin. So, phew, save this. Now, I will switch our backs back on. And do some sewing. Let's take, we'll just switch this off. Let's take our sewing straight lines. So you get this part and this part sewn together. And the side seam. This side seam and that side seam. Yeah. 1 and 2. Do not forget to remove your pins. Right? And next step, maybe just sew this one as well, because I think it will might bounce and sort of fly away somewhere. So I'll just sew a little bit of these like that, and while I'm at it, a little bit of those, and go. See, forgot one. Delete it. Collision. Collision. Let's hope it works itself out. Let's help it out a bit. This is under, this is over. Okay. I think we're lucky. Our side seam didn't sew. Alright. Let's sew it again. This one. Yeah. This here with there. Oh, this had a weird little angle, isn't it? Let's fix this one. Got a little something. Okay. And we are close. Very close. So next step is to sew center front. I mean, maybe you will prefer your dress like this and we'll have the just wrap front, you know, but I think in our book it suggests that we sew these fronts to make a fold. So that's what we'll do. I will need to unwrap it a little bit because it will sew in the wrong direction. Like that. And now I will sew a little bit of a front. Let's see. Here we go. And we'll start nudging the sewing a little bit. And collision. Okay. So we'll just extend the seams here until we tighten the knot a little bit, and here and there as well. I think it looks good as it is. Let's remove all pins, soften it a little bit, and maybe raise our avatar's arms to get rid of all this jamming in the armpits in there. So what I'll do is change her position to A pose, just to get rid of this here. Okay. So, what do you think? Is this a cute little dress or what? As I said, maternity, easy. You know, you have this fullness here in the lower tummy, and if you prefer this style, you know, empire, waist and some drape and some fullness and some movement, I think we've got a dress for you. So thank you very much for joining me, and I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time.